Hey everybody, Sasquatch here. So we're back at the site that last year I got zapped, as people call it, or I think I was struck by infrasound. This is also the same trail and location of Claudia Ackley's encounter, and she had photo evidence and her daughters witnessed it. I covered it on my channel a while back. I'm up here in the Arrowhead, Big Bear area. There's a few places I want to check out, and I figured this place is worth a stop. Everything's super green. We had a lot of rain. Professional tip, always back in when you're doing these kind of things in case you get chased out or have to leave in a hurry. You can just hop in the car and go. You can just hop in, start it, and go. You don't have to worry about having to back up and turn around or any of that kind of stuff, especially on mountain roads where there can be a drop-off. Yeah, so last year when I was up here, about half mile in, I started getting more and more creeped out and suddenly felt really sick, felt ill for the next 3 or 4 days, had this impending feeling of depression and dread that came out of nowhere. I kept having a feeling like I was being hunted or watched on this road. Then I came back a while later with a friend of mine and we hiked this whole trail to the end, and we were fine. We didn't experience anything. We didn't see anything. It just felt like a walk in the woods. So, could there be creatures up here at certain times of the year? Could they be seasonal? Could they be certain times of day? I know as things get hotter and colder, deer and things move around. Maybe as water sources dry up, they move on. I mean, all this stuff kind of makes sense. I meant to come back up here this spring after some of the rains and snows to see if I could look for prints, but just never got around to it time-wise. Gorgeous day up here. Say it's in the high 70s. The other thing today I'm already noticing different is I hear lots of birds and lizards and squirrels. And it was pretty typical when Brian and I came up here. Nice little trail there. When Brian and I came up here and looked around. But the day I got zapped, it was dead quiet. The only thing, I remember it vividly. The only thing that I remember hearing the sound of was the breeze in the grass. I just remember hearing the breeze going through the trees, but not a bird, not a cricket. It was so eerie that day that some compelling force struck fear into me. So far, I'm not getting any kind of a weird vibe or anything today. Feels fairly normal. As per usual, I am armed. Got the old 44 Magnum with me. Usually carry a 9mm around town for personal protection. I'm huge into that. I am legal, I am permitted to carry it. But out in the woods, I like to throw on the shoulder holster because it's way easier for hiking, and carry the old 44, some heavy loads in it. In case of a close encounter. This area was always pretty cool to me. The way it goes up there. If I lived up here, I'd love to go exploring. Everything's so green right now, and ferns. Wish this road was open so I could actually drive it. But I need the exercise. Boy, how'd those break off? Looks like they fell or snapped. Yeah. Snapped off guy right there. Boy, this is a thick ass brush this year. This looks completely different than last year. The year before was a fairly dry year, and this year, especially the last part, as soon as around March, April, we ended up getting a lot more rain and everything really greened up. Keep looking behind me. Starting to feel still good, but just a slight bit more sinister. All right, folks, I'm going to stop for a second. We'll pick this up in a minute. Stop for potty break for a second. We're about 20 yards down the road farther from where we left off. I just can't get over how thick it is in here. It used to just be so open. All the greenery. Great vegetation. I think we're getting close to the location of Claudia Ackley's encounter, where her and her daughter saw the Sasquatch, very caveman looking type creature, almost like a type 2 or a juvenile or a crossbreed, or who knows. It's fun to categorize these things. That's what I built my career on, is making different types, but they're more guidelines than anything else. Yeah, here's the spot coming up here. Be on my toes. Types 1s and 2s, maybe they interbreed. Maybe they cross over. Maybe juvenile type 1s look like a type 2, and maybe type 2s look like type 4s. Brian Duke Sullivan had the theory that type 4s are really just patty types, but shaven. Something's moving around over there. Game trail here. There's so much cover in here. It's a great ambush spot. Although I don't see a lot of rocks. There's the tree. Claudia Ackley saw her creature. It was up in that little Y in there. It's pretty high up. These creatures have to be hell of a climbers. Back up on the trail. Boy, it's so thick above. Makes me nervous. I'm not getting creeped out or anything, don't get me wrong, I feel fine. It's just, if you were going to ambush somebody or something, you'd have all this vision, momentum, nice spot in the shade. You could throw rocks or sticks deep down on the back of a deer. Screw Sasquatch, I mean bears and mountain lions would be some prime habitat. Now we are on the backside of a housing community too, which we all know Bigfoot like trash cans and human waste. That's a big giant tree back there. Something's moving up there. bird or squirrel? What is that? The other thing you have to associate if you have a group of houses is people leaving water out for their dogs. I do think Sasquatch is probably smart enough to know what a hose bib is. People have ponds in their yard, stagnant water, non-stagnant water, whatever they can get a hold of for a water source. It's kind of a neat little gully right there. Well, that outcropping way back there. It's kind of cool. Noticeably cooler back in here. A lot more bigger trees and shade. If I didn't know what I know now, boy, I would have loved this place as a kid. It would have been all my Robin Hood play adventures and running through the trees and building forts and shooting stuff with BB guns. It's a beautiful spot. By the way, I've been asked multiple times where this location is, and out of respect for a couple people who showed me this spot, I'm sure if you did your research, you could probably figure out where it is. But if you email me and I converse with you and figure out what your intentions and motives are, I'll let you know where this place is. I just ask that you keep it private. I mean, it's a public place, and you can obviously go to it, but respective the people that showed me this place and the people I've heard the stories from, they asked me not to really, out and out broadcast it. But it is in the Twin Pines, Arrowhead area. Nice neighborhood, actually. Some beautiful houses up here. All right, I'm going to shut this off for a minute and just observe. Everything kind of just got real quiet. Hot stick. I'm going to turn around. Getting closer to the other end of this road. Back to houses. Something about this area, not creeped out or anything, but just slightly more cautious feeling. We'll pick this up. And thought I just heard something behind me. I'm going to turn the camera behind me. Squirrel. It's definitely a little more spooky than when Brian and I were here last time. A lonely road, a forest full of memory kind of feeling. Starting to get a little more of a feeling of being watched, or at the very least something's aware of my presence. That gully up there. I'm going to turn the camera off for a minute and just walk back at the Claudia Ackley spot. Some bad bush up there, folks. That massive old dead tree there. I think it's monstrous. Tree broken off pretty high up. Probably from winter deadfall or something. We got some other spots we're going to check out. We're going to go to the high side of Big Bear, the back side. Funny, you talk to 5 different people on Elda, because there's three or four major ways to get up to the Arrowhead, Big Bear, Crestline area. And depending on who you talk to, the back side. Oh no, that's the other back way. I mean, I came up the Waterman Avenue 18 side, but I think it's the 330 way, and then there's the back side, and we're going to go to the high side, past Arrowhead, past Big Bear Lake, past Big Bear, to that stretch that goes way the hell around. You start seeing signs for like 8,000 feet, 9,000 feet, and there's that creek that runs through there. We're going to go check that out today too. Almost looks like a trap. Interesting spot for a rock saying love. I feel the love. I love the woods. Now that the whole pandemic is winding down, people are starting to get out and go back to work. The economy's doing a little better. The worst thing you could do to yourself, in my opinion, is listen to the mainstream media. Tree falls in the woods, it's Trump's fault. Not that I'm a big supporter of the man or anything, but even I recognize it's grossly unfair. But I've been good lately. I'm cooped up in the house for the last three and a half months. My wife's been working from home, so I spend the entire day with my 4-year-old daughter trying to keep her away from my wife while she tries to work from home. And then doing paperwork. Limping on my interesting little formation there. I'm sure it's just kids, but we'll say it's Sasquatch because that's more fun. Put that log on a log over there. Lizard. Okay, folks, pretty much back to the truck. I'm gonna get a little water and some beef jerky. Salt's important. It's hard to find a good organic beef jerky. I mean, you look Jack Link's and some of like the 7-Eleven stuff, and it's just got 50 ingredients, and I'm like, shouldn't it just be beef and salt? And I know they gotta add some kind of preservative, usually a phosphate or something, I don't know, but I found a beef jerky. It was expensive for a big bag of it, but it didn't have all the soy and all the just crap that's in there. Anyway, take it easy, folks. Stay safe in the woods out there. Keep exploring. Keep your imagination open.